He actually got goosed through the floor from inner to lower. I mean, M5 is going to keep buying here. They got the bomb down. That's pretty much what you're looking for when you deagle eco, and you can't win the round. You want to, like, bare minimum get the bomb down so you can buy again. I think when people do these type of force buys, like that round they had 5 deagles, but I think it's really a better option to drop AKs instead of having 5 deagles, in my opinion. Because, I mean, unless you're trying to do a strat that involves a bunch of flashes with the deagles, like an inner execute or something, because you think it'll work, I think having the AKs, even though you don't have as many guns in everyone's hand, I think it's just more useful. I mean, this half is just looking like FX has full money control right now. This first gun round is just gonna, like, with such a big half like that, you can have you can play a lot more aggressive.
Well, especially when you're 14 to 4 up.
Yeah, like, it lets you apply a lot more risk because you're not that scared of losing a couple rounds here and there. Like Lord playing red box, he doesn't normally do this type of thing. Like, they don't normally push a dude up here, but I'm assuming since they're playing up, so with such a big first half, they're just, you know, playing a little bit different, a little bit more risky. Dosia seems to feel like someone might have pushed up to the red box. He was aiming over there and spamming it.
The thing is, this is where slow tactics actually hurt M5. Because when you're this many rounds down, and you really need to do a lot of fast tactics, so that you just live or die based on whether you hit your shots, because if you go really slow, then any weird CT push-up can just fuck you over completely, and then you only need to lose 1 or 2 rounds and the whole game's over. But I don't think M5 is going to change their approach at this point after this many tournaments in a row where they've done the same shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, Pasha sees him. But he doesn't get the kill. Luckily, Cuban kills from behind anyway.
Edic's actually in the vents right now. I think they must know that this is really bad for Edic. Like, that's what I think is, like, when your teammates are dying in lower, I feel like you should come out of the vents. No one is looking at the vents while your teammates are getting killed. Because once your teammates end up dying and they don't see you in any of the doors, the first place they're looking is in the vents, right? Like, that's where I would look. I would instantly just snap to the vents and hold.
And then you have to be praying that he's looking in the other vent first.
Yep. And even if he's not, it's really easy for him to whip over, and you can't even see the bomber from your spot.
Map point for FX. Series point, actually.
Just another round that M5 shouldn't have lost right there. They've blown a lot of these rounds. I think FX has been playing really well and using a lot of smart plays, but at the same time, M5 has really been screwing up.
So 11 straight series points for FX. Now Taz is going to go on top of the hut and do his patented trying to dock down, but Romshka kills him.
Yep.
Taz loves to drop off that hut more than any other player I've ever seen. He's good at it though.
Dex is actually in the top ladder. Even seems to know. I don't understand how that kill happened, but
now Edic's about to peak with 13 health, get killed, and now there's another guy in the vents trying to win a 1v2.
And Cuban's gonna have to drop on the bomb.
Luckily both players are low, and Pasha actually can't help him. I mean, this is pretty solid here. All he has to do is kill the planter. A diffuser, rather.
Pasha doesn't have any idea. Ooh.
Wow. It's too late.
Down for M5, but I mean, it's actually not a problem that they lost the round like that. M5 is really going to be limited on what they can buy right now, and FX is going to have a full buy here. I think
That
so.
did seem a lot closer than it needed to be. I mean, in that scenario, I don't see what Edic really has to gain from trying to peak with head height disadvantage, 13 health against two guys.
Yeah.
Like, surely it's better off to use as much clock as possible.
At least wait till you hear someone drop on the bomb box to peek them, because then when you hear the thud, you can peek out, and they've taken the HP drop, and they've, you know.
Lord on 2 health, trying to hold upper. And they've already gone
M5
lower.
out, yeah, already in lower. I mean, it just feels like you never want to say like, a game is over when you're spectating, but it's only a matter of time really for M5.
Oh, definitely. I mean, their chances of winning now are like 3% or something. I mean, getting to overtime rather.
Yeah.
Because not only do they have to have like really good rounds of kills and really good approaches, but they can't have what basically they have to win 50 little battles in a row, even just in case of terms of like the flash going off in the right spot. FX have to win like one, and then the game's over.
Yeah. And let's be honest, Neo's gonna win a round by himself eventually here.
I mean, Cuba in this game, this whole series has been ridiculous.
Yeah, he actually has been really
It's
surprising.
very rare he plays to this type of level. And it's been fairly consistent as well. This really does make you wonder though if FX were playing possum a bit in those other nuke games. I mean,
Yeah.
the one that they had to lose anyway. I mean, and obviously they weren't doing it in the show match. Although I could believe, even despite the money on the line, that they were just like playing seriously but just not using their best tactics.
Yeah, because these tactics look a lot different than the ones they were running in the other matches. Maybe not so much on CT, but definitely the T sides. I mean, I felt
And
like
if
they were
you
a lot
know there's
slower.
a day before the semi-finals, then you don't want like Navi and SK to just be able to watch your demos of the maps that you want to play.
Yeah.
Neo with 40 health and a FAMAS is holding the ramp area, pushing up to radio. Edict coming squeaky.
And that should be
Wow,
game.
killed by Lord.
Well, I mean, M5 really did make a nice comeback there on Train, but on Nuke, they just really couldn't get the ball rolling.
It just seemed like... First of all, FX were playing at a nice, solid level, and I think it helped a lot that Cuban was really playing out of his mind, and Taz was playing pretty well. So they were making a lot of good decisions, but it also seemed like M5 were definitely in the game skill-wise. Like, they never looked like they just couldn't get kills. I bet they got a ton of kills compared to how many rounds they got. They were just not able to convert them into actual chances to win the rounds. Like, we saw so many times when they had to try and save Colts, and then even then, often then they'd still die on both maps.
I felt like FX definitely stepped their game up a lot from the matches that they played yesterday. And the earlier one versus WinFact, but at the same time I felt like M5 blew a lot of the rounds that they had on CT. They lost a lot of like pretty much all the close rounds, they lost all of them. And those are the rounds that define which team is better. In my the better team usually wins the close rounds, so I guess that's why FX won them, but M5 really needs to make sure they stop losing those rounds in the future if they want to have a chance of beating the good teams.
And plus, I mean, that's M5 out of SEC right now. I can't remember. Are they on the list for ESWC, do you know?
I thought they posted sometime that they were like taking a break from tourneys.
Yeah, because I know they dropped out of IEM New York, so that WinFact got their spot.
Sorry, what did you say?
I know that they dropped out of IEM New York like a week or so ago, and WinFact got their spot.
Yeah. So, any final words?
I mean, I think everyone's going to be looking forward to the game between SK and Navi tomorrow. Like, so far this tournament hasn't really delivered exciting games. I mean, I guess you could maybe say the Isahara SK game was exciting, but it was sort of a bit anticlimactic that SK built a big comeback and then Isahara still just finally pulled it out and won.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was a back and forth slugfest where like each round's going back and forth to each team.
Yeah,
like,
it's
not as fun when it's just it's not as fun when one team owns the other and then eventually the last one like pulls it out. So hopefully the SK Navi game will like live up to the billing of being like an epic match. And then I mean FX versus WinFact, what do you think of that match actually? Actually it won't be who they're playing anyway. What am I thinking of? I mean what do you think of FX versus Isahara rather?
I think that could be a really interesting game because depending on the maps they get, I feel like Sixer's a better offer than Pasha, but like obviously the Neo's much superior to Major, but Hearts has been playing really well and making a lot of nice calls, and it looks like they strategically have been majorly improved since the last tournaments they've played. So I definitely think tactically they looked more prepared than FX did, but I guess FX never really looks that prepared in terms of executes and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say that the it's probably 60-40 for FX still, but I do think that Isahara has a lot better chance than they did a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago even.
I actually think it's maybe a bit better. I'd probably say like 65 to 35 FX. But I am interested to... I mean, this makes it... Right now, based on how it is, if FX don't make it to the final of this event, then they should be like super pissed off because they've got a really clean run now to just make through the final. And if they can make it to the final, then, I mean, I'd put them, like, versus either of the two teams, Navi or SK. I think that in terms of, like, how the year's gone, they're in a good position to have a chance at winning the whole event.
Yeah. I mean, FX has obviously been playing really solid at the last tourneys. They've really stepped their game up this year, so I definitely think they're still a favorite for winning the event, but Isahara's proved that they can beat SK, so you can never count them out.
Okay, may as well just shut it off then, right? We'll be back tomorrow at like 9 a.m. Central European time with the other quarterfinals, which is 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone go to justin.tv/winoutnet. Hit subscribe. That is all. Goodbye.
Tools, Ron Rambo Ken showing you how to...
I see one of my teammates spotting.
Keeping this in mind, I now smoke off the bomb tree.
Alex Van Silly wins from Winout.net with another playbook.
Alright, let's win out.
This is Todd Anger Williams from Team Dynamic, and any player that upgrades to Winout Pro is guaranteed to see improvement in their gameplay.
This is Tommy Lerpis-Kavanen from Power Gaming. I've been traveling to tournaments all over the world for years now, and the best way to keep up with the latest strats and player trends is by watching Winout playbooks and commentaries.